Hello everyone, my name is Arjan and welcome to Atelier AG. It is October and that can mean only one thing. It's time for another edition of Monster Bash. Create a monster with 6 cards randomly pulled out of a deck of monster parts. This is the third time I'm participating and the first 2 Monster Bashes I've made are still one of my favorite projects. Both of them I would not have come up with without the random Monster Bash cards. So let's pull some cards. I'm using the random generator posted by Trent from Miscast. I'll put a link in the description below as if you want to try it for yourself. All right, let's do this. And it's running and a big eye. This is an easy card to work with, very flexible in how I can use this one. Second card, a spiky root tentacle kind of thing. This is another easy one. It can be used in a lot of ways. Let's see what the third card is. And a head with bubbles coming out of the mouth. A bit of a weird shaped head too. A bit more difficult, I guess, but still I can work with this. Let's see what my fourth card is. And a chopped off leg with jeans. I'm not liking the jeans, but I can choose to not use the jeans, I guess. Okay, next. And oh wow, this is a cool one. A sponge hand. The sponge part is a bit hard to use maybe, but it could make for a great texture. All right, one more card and then we can start sculpting. And that donut card is definitely a curveball. I mean, the card is drawn very well, but it is very specific. I can ignore the Homer Simpson face, but I feel like I can't ignore the donut-shaped head. So I made some sketches, each time starting with a donut-shaped head. I really liked this sketch, but I didn't use the tentacle card, nor did I use the chopped leg card. But then I realized I could interpret the chopped leg card in a more cryptic way. I could chop the legs off of this design instead of using the card literally. In place of the chopped off legs, I could then give the monster tentacles. I hope my thought process makes sense, but at least I could start sculpting. As per usual, I made a metal wire armature, which for this monster was truly easy. Just a big loop with a bunch of wires wrapped around it. For the sculpting, I used a polymer clay that I only recently started using. It is called Bees Putty and it is my jam. It is made to resemble classic sculpting wax, which is a bit sticky and holds its shape really well. I was already a big fan of polymer clay, but some clays are just a bit too flexible for my taste. With this clay, I can sculpt the tiniest details and they actually hold their shape. I love it. It especially worked wonders when I was sculpting the sponge texture. The clay is soft enough to not tear when I sculpted the holes into it, but firm enough to not get smudged too easily. I am not sponsored, so I am sorry I'm simping so hard for this clay, but it is just working really well for me. Anyway, the monster I came up with has this stretched mouth and it kind of reminded me of leeches. Together with the sponge texture, I thought it made sense that it lives in a dry environment looking for prey to suck their blood and moisture out of their body. So I created a desert base for it. I also thought of a reason for the donut-shaped head that works really well with the rest of the backstory. I figured that the hole in its head could function as a dowsing rod, helping it find new prey and other sources of moisture. I actually asked Big Boy Game Time on Instagram if he would be interested in making a stat block for this monster. I absolutely love his graphic design. It is such a joy to look at. I named the monster Withering Woe, and you can find the link to the stat block in the description below. I am very happy I joined Monster Bash again for this year, and I can't wait to see what my friends came up with. I know I did a little bit of a skit at the beginning of this video, but we actually all drew our cards together through Discord. We also had a few hangouts discussing our progress and our ideas, which were a lot of fun. I will link a playlist with all of their videos in the description as well. I hope you will go and watch them and give them some love. Thank you so much for watching, and here are some final shots of the Withering Woe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.